far as your experience goes in these games, I think you've been in 4 previously. How much does that help you, and how much can you sort of help the guys who haven't been there, just not only during the game, but just the mentality this week as you sort of get to that point?
Well, I hope the little experience I have in these games, which is more than most, will help some. But that's not to say I don't get nervous and stressed and all those things as well. I think for me, as far as my leadership goes, of course, practice and things like that, you just do this, what you always do. But try to keep not only myself but the guys calm, relaxed. It's okay to be excited, but especially in an environment like we're going to face and like Tony faced coming here last week, to be able to focus. And I've played them at home and I've played them away. These games, and they're tough anyway, but they're really tough on the road.
At the same time as a teammate of Darren Sharper's, and like you, he's a risk taker. How much might he try to bait you into something, and how do you use your knowledge of his playing on instinct to your benefit?
I think Darren, I played with him for numerous years, and he's one of those guys that is very instinctive. As far as talent is concerned, he actually looks like this is his 12th or 13th year. He still has a ways to go to catch me, but I find myself sometimes watching film like of this past week's game and going, man, I moved around pretty good. Sometimes surprise myself. I see Darren and see this. I mean, he looks physically, he looks as good as he's ever looked. But his instincts, those are the things you can't coach. And he makes a lot of plays. And the thought is from people when you play a guy like Sharp is that you can trick him and get big plays. You don't really, in all honesty, you really don't see that this year. Part of it is their rush and things like that. There's not a whole lot of time to throw. There's been a couple opportunities where people have had some shots, but he's playing very sound.
As you were going through this unretirement, was the fact of going out on top, was that a big problem that didn't sit well with you as you tried to walk away, and did you come back because going out on top?
I came back for the opportunity, in hopes of getting back to the Super Bowl, no doubt about it. But people may think that I'm pulling their leg, but I really don't feel like there's anything left to prove. The thing with playing 19 years is, like you're saying, with Elway being retired so long, people actually forget that I actually had success, had been in the Super Bowl. And, I have to remind them that sometimes. Hey, I played in the Super Bowl. No, really? So I guess I played so long that I have to kind of re-justify my, that I actually was a pretty good player at one time. I played in a big game before. I actually was fortunate enough to win one. Unfortunately, we lost one, but that was, I don't know if too many guys are left in this league that were in those games. But, last year, I know that I had an injury, and it's easy, as I've said, it's easy to say I didn't play as well because of that injury. And I think to a certain degree that may be true, but I just, more than anything, just didn't play as well as I could have down the stretch.